All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, trips a lot of us up, fractions. But what if they aren't some scary math problem? What if they're just a simple way of talking about everyday things? You know, like a slice of pizza or a piece of a chocolate bar.
So let's just jump right in with a question that feels like it breaks all the rules. We're all taught that 1/2 is bigger than 1/3, period. But what if I told you that's not always true? That sometimes 1/3 can actually be bigger than 1/2. How on earth is that possible?
Okay, so meet Tamana. She's got 2 chocolate bars, and you can see right away they are definitely not the same size. And she says something that sounds, well, just plain wrong. She claims that 1/3 of her big chocolate bar is bigger than 1/2 of the smaller one. Is she right?
And this, right here, is what we're going to call the chocolate puzzle. How can a smaller fraction, like 1/3, actually be a bigger amount than a larger fraction, like 1/2? The answer to this is pretty much the key to understanding how all fractions work.
And here's the secret. It's actually super simple. The size of the whole changes absolutely everything. 1/3 of a massive chocolate bar can for sure be bigger than half of a teeny tiny one. So the number one rule of fractions is always, always know what your whole is. Okay, so we've got the whole figured out. Now let's dig into another really cool idea. I want you to think about fractions like a language. And in any language, you can have different words that mean the exact same thing. Fractions are just like that. Just look at this. It's pretty wild, right? 1/2, that's the exact same amount as 2/4. 1/3, you could also call that 2/6. They look totally different. Different numbers on top and bottom, but they represent the exact same amount of stuff. And yeah, there's a fancy math term for this. It's called equivalent fractions. But really, all it means is that we have a secret power. We can rename fractions to make them easier to work with, all without changing what they're actually worth. It's pretty useful. All right, you're getting the hang of this. We know the whole is key, and we know about these equivalent fractions. So, you ready to put that knowledge to the test? It is time for a fraction face-off. First up, we have the Chicky Challenge. We've got Sevi and Shami, and they are sharing one piece of chicky. Sevi eats 1/3 of it, and Shami eats 2/3. So who ate more? This one's pretty straightforward. The key word here is that they're sharing the same piece of chicky. The whole is identical. That means all the pieces, the thirds, are the same size. So since 2 is more than 1, Shami definitely ate more. Simple as that. Okay, that was the warm-up. Now for something a little trickier, the paratha contest. Both people ate 4 pieces, but one of them ate 4/6 of a paratha and the other ate 4/5. This time, the number on top is the same. So, who ate more? Here's the best way to think about this. Imagine you have a paratha. If you cut it into only 5 big pieces, each piece is going to be bigger than if you cut it into 6 smaller pieces, right? So eating 4 of those bigger fit-sized pieces means you ate more than someone who ate 4 of the smaller 6-sized pieces. The person who ate 4/5 wins. So far, pretty much everything we've talked about has been about pieces of one thing. But fractions can actually represent more than a single whole item. Let's see how that works. This is where things can sound a little weird. So let's use a story to walk through it. Raman's mother took 5 pieces of paratha, and each piece was exactly half a paratha. Now, 5 halves, what does that even mean? Let's visualize it. Okay, let's actually count this out. 1 piece, that's a half. Add a second piece, 2 halves, hey, that's 1 whole paratha. Add a third piece, now we're at 1.5. A fourth piece gets us to 2 whole parathas. And that fifth and final piece brings our grand total to 2.5 parathas. So you see, that weird-sounding fraction, 5/2, is literally just another way of saying 2.5. They're the exact same amount, just 2 different ways of writing it. And you know what? This logic works for any fraction. If Dadaji takes 9 quarter pieces, we call that 9/4. Well, we know 4 quarters make 1 whole, so 8 quarters would make 2 wholes, and that leaves 1 little quarter left over. He ate 2.25 parathas. See? It's not so bad. Okay, let's bring it all home. We're going to circle all the way back to the very beginning, back to that puzzling chocolate bar problem, because now we have all the tools we need to finally crack this case. So, the big question, was Tamana right? Yes, she was totally 100% correct. Her 1/3 piece of chocolate was bigger, simply because her whole, the chocolate bar she started with, was way, way larger than the other one.
And this, right here, is probably the single most important thing to remember from all of this. If you are going to compare two fractions, like 1/2 and 1/3, you have to be absolutely sure you're talking about fractions of the same sized whole. Otherwise, it's just not a fair fight.
All right, you've basically become a fraction expert now. So we're going to leave you with one last little puzzle to chew on. If one tiny ant is 1/4 of a centimeter long, what's the total length of 16 of those ants walking in a perfect line? You have all the skills you need to figure it out. Thanks for hanging out with me.